flying straight and level.
Archer brakes instinctively.
Since then, a lot of people say, well, when you turned on the second aircraft, what about the guy behind you? I forgot all about him. I think that's how I got my left wing hit. And it must have been a cannon shot because it had a hole in the wing, huge, under the bottom.
Archer latches onto his target. The German counters by pitching over into a steep dive. He's headed for the safety of an airbase. But the maneuver fails. The determined Mustang pilot will not be denied his 5th victory. Lee Archer opens the throttle and pulls away. He's bested the German, but he's broken formation with his flight lead, Wendell Pruitt, strictly forbidden for a wingman.
I guess the only thing was my mind, how do I explain to Pruitt how this happened?
Now alone and low on ammo, he heads back to base. Archer's 3 victories on October 12th bring his war total to 5. It is an historic achievement made by a skilled and aggressive fighter pilot. The Tuskegee Airmen now have an ace. The 332nd Fighter Group continued in their escort role through the fall of 1944 and winter of 1945. By the beginning of March, the 332nd had accrued a total of 74 air-to-air victories. But as the war dragged on, a new threat appeared in the skies above Germany. A foe that threatened to tip the balance of power in the air, the Me-262 jet fighter. A generational leap in aircraft technology, the Me-262's 100-mile-per-hour speed advantage over the Mustang and its heavy armament made it a lethal threat to American bombers. But in one of the war's great ironies, the Tuskegee Airmen, once maligned as unfit to comprehend modern technology, will draw blood against the seemingly invulnerable Me-262. March 24th, 1945. The drone of aircraft engines echoes through the skies of central Germany. A bomber train of 200 B-17 Flying Fortresses descend on Germany, targeting a tank assembly plant in Berlin. Mustangs of the 332nd Fighter Group fly escort. Just outside Berlin, the Red Tails are scheduled to be relieved by another unit, the 31st Fighter Group.
Turned out that they got caught in the weather. We were told, keep on to target. We had enough fuel, barely, to get back.
The 332nd stays with the bombers. But as they near the target, the Americans spot the distinct contrails of twin-engined Me-262s.
All of a sudden, we begin to hear bogeys, bogeys. And that's where we began to see streaks up in the air. We were flying about 24, about 26. These streaks going out and said, oh, jets. So in my case, I said, be alert, be alert, be alert. I'm taking over.
The 262s won't risk a frontal assault. They'll break up in small groups and attack along the length of the bomber train. A flight of 4 streaks in, lobbing cannon shells at long range before any of the Mustangs can engage. As the Germans break away, one 262 gets careless. He flies right in front of P-51 pilot Lieutenant Earl Lane. Lane reacts instinctively, breaking away to pursue the enemy jet.
In this situation, Lane fired a tremendous long-range deflection shot. He's got range and he's got deflection, 2 factors that really conspired to throw off a lot of pilots' aims.
At a range of 2,000 feet, he opens fire. Rounds slam into the enemy jet, wounding the pilot. The German pilot pulls his clipped warbird skyward and launches himself from the canopy. One down, but there are more Tu-62s attacking the American heavies. One of the German jets makes a high-speed pass. But as he pulls out of his run, he flies over the cockpit of Mustang pilot Charles Brantley.
Brantley was able to latch onto him and open fire from much closer range than Lane was. And again, scored kills on the ME-262. Despite its speed, the airplane was relatively easy to bring down if you could hit it with 650s, and that's what happened.
Further back in the bomber stream, the ME-262 attack reaches a fever pitch. Like a pack of wolves, the German jets stalk their prey from a distance before they pounce. Lieutenant Roscoe Brown, flying lead in a flight of 4, cranes his neck, searching for any threat to his sector of the bomber train.
I was headed in a left-hand turn. All of a sudden, I saw these jets coming up from 7 o'clock and 5 o'clock. Coming up.
The Tu-62s close on the bombers at over 400 miles per hour. Roscoe Brown and his men are all that stand in their way. Without a moment's hesitation, Brown calls drop tanks and turns to engage, flying headlong into the fight. March 24th, 1945. The Tuskegee Airmen have drawn first blood against World War II's most advanced fighter, the German ME-262. Now, Roscoe Brown has sighted another flight of Tu-62s, threatening the bomber stream he's charged to protect.
When you have to decide what you're going to do and where you're going to do it, you're going as a fighter pilot. It's all reaction. I knew it was a jet. I knew it was fast. I knew what I had to do. I said, let's go. You don't internalize. There's no analysis there.
Brown and his flight are here. The Germans are here.
Well, I developed a little thing where I would pull up, give it full power, pull it way up, stick back, right rudder, and then flip it. Boom! Go down, and you have almost a stalling point. So when I flip and push it down, the speed increases, and then I would pull it back up.
The move is a modified split S that gives Brown an extra boost of speed while putting him on an intercept course with the Tu-62s.
When I came out of the split S, I could see him. He was coming up. And this is within fractions of a second.
Roscoe Brown seizes the opportunity. The German jet flames, shedding debris before the pilot bails out. It's a confirmed victory. The third ME-262 down that day.
But it wasn't over then. Because I'd made these radical moves and had gotten this guy, I had, in a sense, lost my wingman. My wingman was chasing somebody else. When I'm up over Berlin, 25,000 feet, and I'm looking around for somebody to join.